Hey guys, today we get the rest of the story of Snowslide Gulch, an avalanche chute in Juneau, Alaska. This is it. I was here on Sunday, and today is Tuesday, 2 days later. On Sunday, I took a video, and you can watch it if you want, from this exact place of this exact same chute. And today, DOT actually came out and did a clearing operation. You can't really see the difference, but I'll tell you what goes on. It used to be, in the old days, they'd fire a howitzer across the channel from the boat harbor over there. I think they got the National Guard to fire it up to the top of that ridge. That's got a little bit of risk involved, and it certainly has skills involved. So they switched over to a helicopter, which they fly to the top, and they drop one of two different kinds of explosives. It's either a daisy chain of explosives, or it's a device, it's called a cone, and they drop it down nose first, and then they inject gas in it somehow, probably propane, and fire it off. And it makes little miniature explosions. Their goal is to trigger off mini avalanches. Lo and behold, today they said they had 4 avalanches, one of which threw powder across the road, and honestly, I can see the stripe coming down the hill. The most recent one, there's powder coming down this way, but the actual snow itself did not make it down here, and that's what the highway department wants. That's a 3,500-foot mountain. That's Mount Roberts. He said they do this a couple of times a year. They'll close off the road. This goes out to Thane, a bedroom community of about 50 or 70 houses. Very nice little place. And there are a couple more avalanche slopes along this road, less dangerous than this one, that they manage. So what they do is they're constantly paying attention to this. They're looking at the amount of snow, but it's also the wind that comes down. This time, they used the daisy chain of explosives because they said the wind was too much to drop that cone and get it reliably where they wanted. The explosives go off, it triggers the snow. They did that 4 times, and they got that biggest one that hit the road. But this is exactly what they want to do. They're taking the amount of snow that's up there down, and they are breaking up the layers that may slide really easily. So when new snow falls, even though it's very, very steep up there, it will stick. This is a cool thing that happens in Alaska. They also do this in White Pass near Skagway. If you're coming in on a cruise ship, the cruise ships literally cruise in right up this channel and just around the corner into Juneau. If you go to Skagway, most of the tours, the train and the buses that go up into Canada, they go right through that White Pass. So you can ask them about avalanche clearing up there. They also do more of this up near Valdez. There are a couple of other spots. I think they said Seward has some spots that they have to clear. And it's something that is not high risk. Now, if you look at my website at a different spot, I stand at the bottom of the Barons Avenue slope, which is within the city of Juneau. This one hits a DOT road, so they maintain it. That one, the city manages. And I believe it was last year they had the city had their avalanche expert, and he went door to door through the neighborhood begging people to leave. He doesn't quite have the authority to tell them to leave because they were afraid it was going to trigger. Now, the challenge is, since you have houses below, if you were to trigger it and have it go and it takes out those houses, who's responsible? Of course, the fear is if you do it, you'd have to clear the houses. You don't want anybody to be hurt. This one, they can just shut down the highway. And he said sometimes it's quite a bit more often. It could be a dozen times in a year that they have to clear this, the avalanche slope. And he did say on occasion he had one that they were surprised by that came down the middle of the night, and they left the road closed for about a day. He actually said the road was open for emergency vehicles. It wasn't deep snow on the road, but they just didn't want anybody to get hurt. So they left the gates closed but not locked, and nobody drove by. So that's the kind of thing that you deal with when you're in Alaska. I guess no matter where you are, there are problems. And I probably shouldn't be sitting here at the bottom of an avalanche slope just in case. Ciao. Dolphin Dug out.